Spot in Memphis. We love being here. We love recruiting the entire state, but the Little Rock area, Central Arkansas, has been great. And now, listen, it's been tremendous to us, obviously, in Northwest Arkansas, right? It's a tremendous opportunity. There's so many great players. The coaching in this community is awesome. It's thrilled to be back here tonight. Like, I feel like I'm kind of back home. It's kind of nice.
You got, spring in the books now with the players. How nice it's kind of get to be among the fans.
Well, listen, I love nothing more than being around our players, but second to that, other than being with family, man, it's great to be around these fans. Obviously, like I was just saying, being in Central Arkansas, being in Little Rock, it's great. I mean, you can see the fans showing up on a night like tonight to see everything we're all about. It's been tremendous. Excited to continue to go out and shake some more hands.
What does the summer look like for you and the staff now? I mean, I know there's no real downtime in college athletics these days. Is this about as close as you get? Or?
Yeah, this is my night off, spending tonight with you guys and our great fans. But yeah, and then our coaches are still on the road recruiting in the spring ball, and then our players will return from their break. They had exams, and then obviously on a couple-week break, and then back for summer strength and conditioning, which we're excited to get them back in the building. We'll do some summer access OTAs. As a football staff, we'll be busy with official visits on the weekends and getting after it. Quick little breather break, and then next thing you know, it's training camp.
How important is it to get around the state and connect with the fans, especially with the program like the University of Arkansas? That's the professional team pretty much in the state.
Well, it's everything. I say this all the time. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. If you go all the way from West Memphis to Southwest Arkansas to Northwest Arkansas, the people in this great state, they love the Razorbacks. And it's an honor and a privilege every time we have the opportunity to be amongst our great fans. They're the absolute best in the country. Obviously, Central Arkansas is huge to us. It's been great. These fans show up. They're the same ones that are traveling to games on Saturdays. So it's been absolutely wonderful.
I want to talk about Central Arkansas kid Charlie Collins. I had him on one of our shows a while ago, and he was like, yeah, Coach Silverfield's my boy. So, I mean, talk about just the connection that you've been able to build quickly with these athletes.
Yeah, well, listen, we've got a lot of student athletes from Central Arkansas, right? Charlie Collins is my boy as well, so if he's watching, yeah, he knows it. And, guys like Quincy Rose Jr., all these guys from this area, we've got so many of them that are having success as students on and off the field. It's been a lot of fun, but I think that connection with them, and then obviously coming back to a place they're all from, it's really unique.
We all know the game is one of the trenches, so let me ask about the quarterbacks. Everybody wants to know about that. Let's just be real about it. What do you want to see from your guys this summer? I know the race is ongoing, so what do you want to see from your guys this summer from a leadership standpoint, and then how do you see fall going as far as deciphering what you're going to do there?
Yeah, steady progression. I think that the biggest thing is I think both quarterbacks that are in the competition, right? I think we know it's probably a two-man race right now between KJ and AJ. The reality is both did some really great things this spring. So what we did is we laid out and said, hey, here's what we need to see going through training camp in order for one of you guys to separate. And so they each have almost a laundry list of things, a checklist. Hey, I want to improve upon this. Listen, they're going to work on their craft every single day, but they have a list of things they need to improve upon. They got to show it. And then the leadership, they're both great leaders, and that's a nice thing. And we want to see that in the offseason, right? In the strength and conditioning, when the coaches aren't around, when it's just them in the 6 a.m. runs, whatever that looks like, out in the heat of the day. When we're not always there watching, that's when a lot of that leadership's going to show up, so we're excited to see that.
What were you most pleased about, surprised about, I guess, from spring?
Yeah, listen, I think the pleasing thing is, we come in with this new scheme in all three phases, right? But the willingness of the players to learn the scheme and the willingness for the guys to understand, hey, this is how we do things. I think it wasn't surprising, but I was proud of it, right? And you can sit here and say, hey, was it perfect? No. Listen, from practice 1 to 15, you got to see great growth. The buy-in from the players and everything we do from a cultural standpoint to the way we practice, and then understanding and learning the scheme that we threw at them, I was really proud of.
I know you said that you want to mold your scheme to your players. Are you at a point now where you feel comfortable in knowing what players' abilities are to start kind of crafting it, or is that something that kind of occurs in the fall?
Yeah, no, I think we have a great understanding what our players are capable of. I think everybody said, hey, Ryan, what are some of your goals going into spring football? A lot of it was figuring out who the hell we have, right? We got to see them run around in shorts and T-shirts, in the off season, and then spring ball hits, and you get a better understanding of what they're capable of, not only from how they play, but a communication standpoint. And to us, it was understanding, okay, now we know what this individual can do. What can this unit do? What are we capable of here? What's the depth look like here? So now we're starting to mold the scheme. Now, a lot of that's probably 75%. We have an understanding what we're able to do, what continuation through training camp, obviously OTAs and training camp, and then every week, right? We're going to see where we're at. Hopefully we stay healthy through the season, but then, hey, this team's capable of doing this on a defense. Maybe we need to adjust accordingly. But what are our players capable of? So you always keep a laundry list also. We're talking about the quarterback checklist of what we can do schematically throughout the year.
What summer looked like staff-wise, and then also for the guys? guys? What are your expectations there?
Yeah, listen, for summer, there's not a whole lot of downtime. The guys will obviously be in the summer workouts, right, within the weight room, and then also running. And then, for us as a staff, we're going to be around it. We're going to start figuring out, what does training camp look like, and then OTA, summer access, right? Obviously, we're limited with what we can do with them. We're doing some jog-through, walkthroughs, and when time's allowed, and then kind of building up a plan for training camp and make sure we're on the same page for that. Obviously, a lot of official visits in the month of June, late May through June, and then kind of build this thing up, and then next thing you know, right, August 4th, report date, and we're rolling.
I heard you say on Morning Mayhem today that you want guys who love football. What does that mean to you?
Oh, guys that are passionate, guys that walk in the building, right? It doesn't matter what time it is, it doesn't matter when it is, what the score looks like. They got a smile on their face. They're excited to get to work. Really, guys that want to be the best version of themselves every single day. And I think those type of guys, right, that are going to achieve what they need to in the classroom, they're going to do what they're supposed to off the field. They ultimately have a lot of damn success on Saturdays. So guys are proud to be Razorbacks. Guys are proud to wear that name across their chest because they're going to show up, put in the work to ultimately allow for us to have success on Saturdays.
Where do you feel strongest after spring? Where do you feel your team's the strongest right now?
Yeah, listen, I don't sit there and point out one position. I think that's not fair. I think we got to see growth at a lot of different things, and I think, I don't sit there and say, hey, one position did, definitely better than the other, or vice versa. I think, every position had its growth. I think the thing, like I said, I was most proud of is just the understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. And I look at it, okay, hey, when I got there, and we had the opportunity to actually sit down in January and we say, hey, this is how it's going to be run, this is how we're going to meet, this is how we're going to practice, this is how we're going to take notes, this is the way we're going to do things. And if we do these things, we give ourselves a chance to be successful, just a damn chance. And I think you got to see that right from January to February, March, like the buy-in of these guys, like, okay, cool, this is going to give us an opportunity to win games, let's do it. And I think that's where, you get to see, okay, that was the biggest growth and the biggest, coming together in all facets of the movement.
Would you say that that's probably what most excites you about this group?
I think that, we talked to them about what are the non-negotiables, and a lot of that's effort, right, being relentless with that, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And I think when you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds and you say, hey, jump, they're not saying how high, they just keep jumping. And it's a great reflection of the culture that the young men are building in locker room every single day.
How would you feel about like just the guys who obviously have to you guys trying to dash? How important is it this summer for those guys to continue to bond and get to know each other?
Not only training, but out there working, we're going to get to know each other better. I think it's great. We'll get to continue to push the camaraderie. We got a lot of things to do as we do training.
Last one for me is kind of out of left field question, but when you're at Memphis, one of the things I think stood out is the uniform combination, the color scheme, and things like that. Arkansas kind of had a traditional look. Do you plan on ever kind of changing that with the offensive looks in there? What's your opinion on where the house is involved?
I think year one we're going to have we'll see it. I don't ever want to say it's never on the ridiculous. We'll see what happens. I always like to be creative.